I watched it on the weekend, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I gotta say, I gave it a probably 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't what I expected. It felt more like a really, really long TV movie in a way, but with very expensive budget, with expensive graphics and stuff like all the CGI graphics, like in a way. I gotta say, it was a really long movie. Almost went for 3 hours. I gotta say, the film it missed a few couple of things it missed out, like compared to the old Mission Impossibles. It didn't have much of the fancy parties anymore, classy hotels, stealth infiltrations in luxury resorts. I guess pretty much that's why it's called a Fire Reckoning. So they just wanted to get it over and done with. Like this is a big event, so obviously everyone knows seen the Dead Reckoning. They got to put at the end to the entity. And what I learned was amazed me was they explained that whoever watched Mission Impossible 3, that's one of my favorite ones, probably back in 2006. So basically, that device called the Rabbit's Foot is actually evolved into the entity. That's what it was the whole time. I was surprised that's what the Rabbit's Foot was, evolved into the entity, and then it got so smart over the years. And every country was trying to build it, but they wouldn't couldn't able to build it. And then finally, he actually made his way into the year 2025. So what I was what I liked about it was the how it had all the Mission Impossible had their own like stunts and stuff, like the Mission Impossibles, like obviously the Tom Cruise, how he's got to do, like he's got to rescue someone in a very tight time frame, or steal an item. This one was a different level. Like he had to go under the sea, bottom of Atlantic Ocean, and there was to retrieve the original source code from the submarine, from everyone seen Dead Reckoning. Basically, the two keys was just nothing but just to open the door to retrieve the source code device. And there was a few bits I think that it could have been cut out, like wasn't relevant, didn't need to be added in. But I won't get into that because everyone's got to go watch it. Uh, I don't know. I still like the Rogue Nation and Fallout, my favorite sagas, my two favorites. And obviously my favorite one, my best one was I don't know, everyone didn't like J.J. Abrams, the Mission Impossible 3. It felt more grounded. This one felt less grounded. It felt more like a military Navy operation, and then just didn't have the element anymore. But obviously, yes, it was a send off to Ethan Hunt. And yeah, I wouldn't mind rewatching it a second time because there probably was a few Easter egg clues I probably missed out. And obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone's watched it. Obviously, in the end, it's pretty cool. The locations are pretty interesting. They had what's it called? They had locations like the Atlantic Ocean. They had South Africa, and many other fight scenes are pretty decent. They're pretty good. Not as intense as graphical fight scenes as the old Mission Impossibles. But you can sort of tell that Ethan Hunt or Tom Cruise is sort of, you can say, yeah, he's pretty much aging. His time's up, and then he won't able to continue fighting evil anymore, etc. So I'm pretty sure in the near future. So they pretty much left the ending as a sort of like an opening door for me for the next generation, or the next whoever takes over, the next like a new generation agent to step in Hunt's shoes, and maybe Hunt will be the old man. Because obviously in the end, they end up obviously trapping the entity, and then they're tricking it, and then they end up storing sort of like a USB drive, sort of like a saying prison sort of in a way now. And then obviously, and Tom Cruise, Ethan has got the hold of it. He's got the hold of it in the USB stick of the entity. So obviously, that's impossible to steal off him. So I'm thinking that, like he mentions, the evil evolves every time. There could be other digital, you know, AIs be evolving in the near future. What I'd like to see in the near future, I wouldn't want to see Mission Impossible in modern day anymore. I'd like to see it push forward, maybe say 40, 50 years ahead, and then going from there. Maybe make it sort of like a Star Wars sort of feeling in a way. So, and then we get a new generation of agents of IMF agents, and then from there it'll be even more like epic. Maybe like you'd be set in space, sort of, and Earth, and then from there there'll be way more insane technology going on, and it's sort of like uh yeah, and then I don't know, just yeah, I'll miss it. But then I'm just amazed that they never mentioned what happened to Solomon Lane from Mission Impossible. I thought they would have brought him back. Maybe the entity would have maybe recruited him or used him for some reason, break him out of prison or something, or who knows? Who knows what happened to him? He could be a mystery. We don't even know if he's alive or dead. But other than that, oh, yeah, it was a shame that Luther, the longtime hacker, he ends up dying near the beginning bit. He ends up sacrificing his life. So he was the one character to be missed. He's long gone. Yeah. So okay, 7.5 out of 10. I reckon it's maybe a little bit too long. Could be a bit, some bits could be chopped off, but I still still Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt. He definitely had it in him. Still, it was the way he portrayed the acting very very well. Yeah, like I said, it just felt more like a military operation. Just lost that sort of nostalgia of the infiltrating in luxury buildings and mansions and hotels, etc., parties and stuff like that. But I still reckon yet there is a opening door for the next Mission Impossible. But maybe Tom Cruise might be the main character more. He could be just like a side sort of, yeah. But yeah, that's my review. 2025 of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Great movie.